everyone. Just wanted to hop on here and show you what's going on with the build. I've been asked to videotape everything, so I'm kind of at that point where I think, you know, there's a lot of stuff that definitely needs to be done so I can videotape it all. Just putting together the forged pistons and rods. We got some integrated engineering rods and some JE pistons. This vehicle, this VR6 is a 2.9 build. It was 2.9 for the past, 8 or 9 years. It ran great. I spun a rod bearing, so I stretched the bolt, typical, right? So right before I was going to change to ARP bolts, so decided to tear down and just go kind of all out. So it's an 88 Jetta. I call it the Jet because the paint scheme is pretty much like an old weathered fighter jet that's been sitting in a airplane junkyard. So it's going to be a street car, but I'm going to take it to some races, maybe some shows, etc. The occasional trips to Mexico if I find a bike that wants to play. You can follow it also on Instagram. The user page is Shadow Creation or hashtag Sportbikehunter. It's called that for a reason, so that's kind of one of the goals that I've got for it, is to take down some heavy bikes. So we'll see how that works out. The build is a 2.9 VR. It's in an 88 Jetta. The Jetta with me in it before a lot of these upgrades was 2,300 pounds with me in it and a quarter tank of gas. I figure that's going to be a little bit heavier once I get the new stuff in. Turbo's heavier, the manifold's heavier. It's going to have a roll bar, so I am going to put on some pounds, so to speak. At least the car is anyway. But it should be able to keep it under that 2390, I think, range. So for my goal, I think that's still pretty quick. It's going to be I'm shooting for 700 horsepower. So if I can crack 701, that's where I want to be. Until something, changes, but that's pretty much it. I think that's plenty fast. So that's it. So today I did the pistons and rods. I'm waiting on some stuff still. I have to put in the Microtech, which is going in the car. I've got to wire that up. I've got to build the roll cage. There's a couple things on the turbo setup that I've got to weld. And I'm kind of new to welding. I basically bought a welder and started teaching myself. I knew that I was never going to be able to do this build cheap if I had to outsource a lot of stuff. So instead of spending, the $500-600 to get just the manifold set up, I ended up just buying a welder and then investing time in teaching myself to weld. And I'm not great. I still have a ton to learn. But it is what it is, and anything, worth doing takes time, right? And if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? So I'm definitely, putting in the effort to try to learn. I built my own intake manifold. A lot of you have seen that on Instagram already. It came out okay. There's the welds on the back side of it are not great. I did find some leaks, which I have to repair those. I got to get some more argon. I got to repair the holes. So, it's a learning process, and it's kind of the poor man's quest to build a race car. That's kind of what I keep writing up when I make posts on Instagram, because that is what it is. Middle income, 4 kids, a wife that helps me out tremendously, and between the two of us, she finds time to let me do this, which is awesome. Love her to death, and super grateful for her. So I'm going to put the block together. You'll get to see all that. And pretty much everything from now on, I'm going to try to videotape, at least to some degree, so that you can see it and see what happens. So, thanks.